All right, racists.
They're warriors. From the very beginning, Black Americans have been a vital part of the American story, helping to make this the greatest nation in the history of the world.
Let's continue to correct the propaganda and the attempt at erasing the truth. Black Americans are not the descendants of the Indians in the history books. They are the Indians. The proof has been buried, but it's not gone. When Christopher Columbus washed up on these shores, lost and delirious, who did he write that he found? He called them Indios. He mapped a land he labeled India Superior, a territory that included Florida. He wasn't hallucinating an empty land. He was documenting people who were already there. These images can be found in Gran Canaria, Spain, at the Columbus Museum, Casa de Colón. And who were those people? They weren't the pale-skinned Siberians who crossed a land bridge, that's for sure. The historical records, the artwork from the era, the very descriptions, they detail people with dark skin, with hair textures that Europeans had never seen. They describe the original people as dark-skinned and woolly-haired, the true owners of the soil. The people that Columbus met were Black Americans, the West Indians of the Caribbean, the Indians of the North and South American coasts. All of these territories were Black civilizations. Native Americans are the erasure. They are the last part of the destiny swap, a foreign invasive group from Siberia, and was grafted onto the identity of the people who were already here, while the original people were systematically reclassified, enslaved, and renamed to sever their claim to the land. The Indian Removal Act was a removal of Black indigenous nations. The face on the old nickel, the buffalo nickel, that proud profile was a Black indigenous man, an American Indian. Every time someone speaks about Native American history while pointing to a group that arrived later, they are perpetuating the final stage of the conquest, the theft of the victim's identity. They replace the people and the story. Black Americans are not a people without a land. They are the land. They are India Superior. They are the Indians that Columbus couldn't miss, and that every power since has tried to make you unsee. The map doesn't lie. The history books do.
Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting me on this channel. So credit goes to all these creators. Guys, when we talk about history, we often talk about other people's stories, the ones that are written in books, the ones passed down in schools. But sometimes, if you really stop to think about it, there are truths that don't often get told. The kind of truth that makes you question what you think you know about the land and the people that have always lived in it. Now, one of those truths I found out is that Black Americans are the true Indians, period. They are not descendants, not connected to other tribes. They are the original people. Now, the ones whose footsteps have marked the land, like their presence has always been deep and undeniable. Now, these are people that survive even when the world tries to erase them. And you begin to see a picture of people that have always belonged in their land. Like there's a memory in the land, in the way the community moves, the works, survival, the creation. And it's a rhythm that has been carried forward through generations, right? Resilience and connection that cannot be taught in schools or even captured in textbooks. Now, this are people that have endured storms, right? Invasions, countless attempts to erase them, and yet they are still standing strong. I mean, the land remembers them, and it just shows that their presence is permanent, is undeniable, and it's woven into the very soil and rivers of the country. Now, when you study it clearly, right, it becomes clear that history has often tried to rewrite them out of the story and made it seem as if, oh, maybe they arrived later or their significance was smaller than, it truly was. But the truth is written in their culture, their survival, and the way they belong to the land itself. Black Americans carry this legacy, like they carry this ancient presence in the way they hold communities together, in the way they protect what is theirs, and you got to love them for it, and in the way they continue to shape the world around them. Guys, I'm not talking about borrowed history. This is the story of the true Indians of the land. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what these other creators are for us. I'm going to let these videos play, and I'll see you soon because we still have a lot to talk about.
Lord, he didn't mind. He's right on time. One more time. And back to back. This ain't
Okay, let me explain something to y'all. There's a big difference between an Indian, a Native American, and African Americans. See, this is an Indian, the original inhabitants of the Americas, the original Indian. This is a so-called Native American. See, a Native American is someone who is either Siberian, Mongolian, or just straight up white, who claims to be an Indian. The government gave these people the right to claim to be these people. Now, an African American is two things. An African American is an Indian who believes that he is from Africa, or is someone who is actually from Africa who lives in America. So this type of African American is an Indian with a European mind. And this type of African American is the European who was born on African soil. Indian, so-called Native American, African Americans. Don't confuse them. Peace to the gods.
Black people, they don't want you to believe that. They don't want you to know who you are, because you're Indian. Not those type of Indians. The ones in America. Not in the 7-Elevens. In the reservations. You were indigenous to this land, and you own this promised land. But they don't want you to know that.
Guys, when you think about what it means to be the first people, I feel it's more than just showing up. It's about thriving, creating systems, cultivating relationship with the land and passing that knowledge forward. And Black Americans embody this in ways that often go unnoticed in their culture, their traditions, their way of thinking, surviving, all of it in evidence of a connection that has never been broken, right? They are the living proof of people that have always been there, that have always belonged, and have always continued to endure despite every attempt, to write them out of the story. And the more you look, the more you see it in their resilience, their creativity, and their deep connection to the land and the unshakable presence of their communities. I mean, it's in their songs, it's in their dances, the stories that have been preserved for generations. It's in the way the families teach one another to survive, to fight, to remember, and to love their own. And no matter what history tries to say, being the true Indians is not something that needs to be proven maybe by somebody else, right? It's shown in living, in enduring, in belonging. So when we talk about the original people of the land, guys, maybe it's time to recognize who they really are, because Black Americans are not newcomers, right? They are not living on somebody else's borrowed history. They are the true Indians, the first people whose history has been hidden, whose legacy has been ignored, and whose presence has shaped the land in ways we are just beginning to understand. And guys, when you pause and look at it, right, it changes the way you think about everything, because the first people are still there. They have always been there. They will continually be there, and they are Black Americans. And that's on period, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because I see so many videos, right, about people trying to say, oh, there are even some people that say Black Americans are immigrants, like they came from somewhere, and they should go back to their country, or they should go back to their land. And I'm like, where do you want to push them to? Are they going to go back to where they came from? Where exactly did they come from? They came from where they are, right? They're not going to be deported to anywhere. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. And if you have found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.